visual effects since my childhood. I've seen the tons of fiction movies, and I'm always curious about how they make the visual effects. So I gradually started dig into the behind-the-scenes techniques and gradually have some knowledge about the visual effects. So today I'm going to talk about the evolutions of the visual effects. First, in early time, before the raising of the computer technologies, people tend to use real scenes or illusions to do the visual effect. For real scenes, an example is like costumes or props. So if you have childhood, you should know this animal. Godzilla. Yeah, do you have childhood? This is Godzilla. And, so they use the real things to make the Godzilla, the costumes. And by the way, next to Godzilla is the director for the first Godzilla movie, Ishiro Honda. So they use the real things to make Godzilla, the costumes. And second, they will use is called illusions. Illusion is like they kind of making a magician tricks to trick audience to generate the illusions, to believe the visual effects. This movie, I believe most of you guys might have watched the second episode of Independence Day. But what I'm talking about is the first episode of Independence Day. If you have childhood, no. It is also a very classic movies, fiction movies. I love it. So what I'm going to show you is the when the big alien ship blows up Los Angeles. And here you can see that there are fires goes across the cities. So do you think these are real fires or just computer generated?
Real fire.
Yes, let's see how they do it. So what you can see here is that they build up the city models. This is city models.
It's real.
They put the city models intentionally in the vertical directions. So they put the camera up here and camera was shooting down. So they blows up the fire from downside, like fire is blowing up. Let's take a look how they did this.
Take the entire platform and stand it on its end. Our miniatures, 24 scale, about 8 feet wide, 20 feet long, and it's going to be a straightforward show of the labor destruction of the middle of the street.
So they blow up the fire from downside. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So from camera view, you can see that the fire just seems to be go at horizontal directions, but actually the fire is go from downside to the top. So this is called illusions. And next, after the raising of the computer techniques, people now start to use the real things with the help of computer animations. So first technique is called physical simulations. So let's have some basic physical classes. Oh gosh. Just
Joy.
Thank you, Sujie. Yeah, I'm going to draw it. So imagine this is a glass glass cup on the table, and if the glass cup fall down on the ground, it will smash apart into pieces. And in the real physical world, there will be action force and a reaction force between them. 作用力跟反作用力。Also gravities in the okay, if animator they want to show the animation that makes the glass fall on the ground and smash apart, it will be very troubling for them to draw each moving of each pieces, and it costs a lot of time. So that's how the physical simulation was developed. Literally, physical simulation will simulate those action force and reaction force and the gravity into the animations. So in this case, each element, like glasses pieces in the animation, will move automatically based on the physical principle in the real world. So would you please go down there? So what I'm going to show you is the movie clips of the movie 2012. This is the scene when the big earthquake happens again in Los Angeles. I'm going to pause here. So you can see that first, they are all computer generated, of course. Yeah, it can't be real. And the second, these cars, highways, all you see are all applied physical simulations. So as the animation goes, the cars will fall down as they should be in the real physical world. And also you see the buildings are crumbling down, also follows the rule of the real physical principles. Okay. And the second technique is called motion captures. Motion capture is the technique that captures actors' facial expressions, or body motions. So for example, in this video avatar, you can see on the right side the actors, and you will see the green points in the actor's face. So there's a camera here. The camera will capture the actor's face as they do their facial expressions. The camera will record the moving of each green point, and then they will build up the 3D models here based on those green points. And let's see how this works. Then the 3D animation model will just follow the real actor's facial expressions based on those green points. And it's kind of synchronizing each other. And finally, there are some preferences for you guys. First, if you are also a fan of those visual effects, you can subscribe to Fan Focus on YouTube channels, which contains tons of behind-the-scenes videos. And also, if you want to experience the real visual effects, I recommend you visit the Universal Studio in Hollywood, which is the only Universal Studio on this planet that offers the movie studio tours.